The words we say to ourselves plant seeds for our future outcomes. I've believed this for many, many years. And consistency creates magic. Show up daily, start seeing progress in your own life. Hi, welcome to the Connect with Sheila Vitello podcast. I'm an entrepreneur, self-care strategist, and creator of the Seasons self-care app. I'm committed to helping you reconnect to your purpose, elevate your well-being, and build your version of a happy, successful life. You're listening to a Monday minisode where I share an insight designed to help you live into what lights you up this week. And on today's episode, we are talking all about building your consistency muscle. This is something that we hear a lot about, but today I want to share a personal reflection that has really inspired me, actually, as I think about it. And it's going to help you look at consistency in a new light. So, you may know I'm a mom of 2 teenage boys, and I find myself often reflecting on my last almost 19 years of motherhood. There have been so many opportunities to teach my boys important lessons and principles through day-to-day life. I've home educated them. There have been sports we've done, musical instruments have been learned, navigating relationships. But here's the interesting part. I'm now at a stage where I borrow inspiration from them. So let me give you an example. My oldest son has always been committed to sports, first soccer and then house league hockey, and then eventually competitive soccer again. That was his first love. And now he's into bodybuilding. And my youngest son has always pushed himself in individual challenges. So learning guitar and then riding street BMX, which is like choreographing new tricks constantly on his bike and practicing them over and over and over relentlessly. And what stands out is the consistency, the commitment that both of them show to what they care about. So one example of this recently is my oldest son just completed actually over a 6-month stint where he was working out on a daily basis and balancing a full-time job, a very long, arduous type of, very physical labor type of job. And he achieved some financial goals. He achieved some personal goals before starting business school in the new year. And it was grueling for him. And yet watching him grow and stick to his commitments with excellence has been such a beautiful milestone for him. And it's really kept me on point because the schedule was pretty major. And I think it's something that having, the youth in our life to be able to experience something like this is really, really valuable in a time where, let's face it, instant gratification is a thing now more than ever, especially with all of our streaming services. I mean, goodness, commercials, I grew up on those things. And now people are starting to understand if they're watching one of the streaming services that now has commercials, oh, what's that all about, right? We have to wait to watch something instead of downloading it. So delayed gratification and actually putting in a long, consistent time period of work can be challenging for people who maybe aren't involved in different sports. And if they're just kind of going through a different type of time in their life, right? And so everybody does it differently, but I have found that it has been so inspiring to watch. And it reminds me of something really important for all of us as we're going after our goals. Inspiration is all around us if we're open to seeing it. So I am offering a reflection for you today. I want to ask you a question. Where do you see consistency or lack thereof showing up in your life? Right? Like you can look at those areas where you're really great at staying on top of things. And then there's other areas where like, I want to be consistent and it's so challenging. We all have those things. For me as a midlife woman, I've had many ebbs and flows. Life changes. And so do our practices, right? And that's normal. But no matter what season of life we're in, we can still ground into small, consistent habits that make a difference. And so here's one thing. One small, consistent habit over time can really be incredibly impactful on your future. It doesn't have to be a big deal. It doesn't have to be something really grandiose. It just has to start somewhere. So ask yourself, what do you want to be more consistent in today? What do you want to be more consistent in this week? Start small. It can even begin with your thoughts. So think about this with me for a moment. I recently heard someone talk about the importance of self-talk. And this is something true to my heart. I talk about a lot, but it was interesting hearing this perspective on a specific word that he was talking about. The words, of course, we say to ourselves, plant seeds for our future outcomes. I've believed this for many, many years. And this one simple yet powerful word that they mentioned to me, I can't remember his name, otherwise I'd share it with you. The word is confident. And here's how you can use it. When you think about how we speak about the future, we might say, I'm going to try and see what happens. I hope that I can make this thing work, right? I hope I can start this new part of my business. I hope I can go to the gym. But what if we use the word confident instead? What if we started talking to ourselves in that way? I'm confident that I'm going for a walk tomorrow morning. I'm confident I'll make those sales calls today. I'm confident I'm going to drink more water. I'm confident that I'm going to lift heavier weights. See the difference? Do you feel how that feels inside of you? When you say it out loud, I'm confident, creates a shift. It's small but mighty. And it's not about lying to ourselves, because you might say, okay, I'm not so confident that I'm going to do these things. But just try it on. And you could even switch it around. Like, I'm confident I'm going to make progress towards my dream, towards my goals. How does that feel? It sounds like it could be true, right? So this week, I invite you to choose where you want to be more consistent, add in simple, positive self-talk with I'm confident, and just know that it's not about overnight transformation. You know, you might feel like you're slipping back into old habits or beliefs. That's okay. But when you look back after 3 months, 6 months, or even a year, you'll see something amazing. Just like my boys have seen their consistency over time with the dreams that they have and the little daily things that they do every day that sometimes can feel mundane, but then they say, whoa, look at the impact that made. Consistency creates magic. And if it can happen for my teenage boys, it can happen to you, right? Show up daily, start seeing progress in your own life. This podcast is all about consistency. It's been since 2020. So we're headed into our 5th year. And do I always feel like sitting down in front of the microphone? I mean, certainly not always. As soon as I do, I drop right in and I'm like so glad that I did. But getting here sometimes can be challenging. But I've made a commitment to be consistent. And I'm really grateful because when we build our consistency muscle, we build our self-trust muscle. So this can happen for you. And as you're making your plans to be more consistent in that one thing that will make everything better, I invite you to download the Embodied Success Method. You'll see it in the show notes, and it's going to help you plan your goals for the year ahead from the inside out. So it's not just a head trip. It's a body trip, right? It's from within our being. It's going to help you build from a place of alignment to what you really want. And it's a fabulous way to create space for better things than you can imagine to unfold. There's a meditation in there. It allows you to drop right in with you. So you're creating goals for the coming year that are aligned with really what you want, what really matters to you, helping you grow your business to new levels, helping you perhaps reach new heights in your health and well-being. Hopefully both. That's my prayer for you. And I just want to say thank you for tuning into today's episode. And thank you for taking space for you to be able to pour into yourself so you can go out and live your beautiful life. So take this as your gentle nudge. Consistency doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to start. And I'd love to hear what you're committing to this week. Send me a message. Let me know. There is a way to reach me in the show notes. You'll see leave a text message. You can DM me on the socials, of course. Everything's in my show notes. And remember, you have got this. Thank you for listening. I appreciate you. Have a beautiful rest of your week. Big blessings.